We will be starting in approximately 5 minutes. At this time, we ask that everyone please take their seats, conclude side conversations, and silence all mobile devices. Once the debate begins, we ask that movement be kept to a minimum. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the UCF Student Government Election Commission, I would like to officially call tonight's presidential debate to order. Thank you all for being here and for engaging in the democratic process of our university. My name is Andrew Colazzo, and I serve as your supervisor of elections. Joining me this evening is Victoria Calloway, the assistant supervisor of elections, and together we are responsible for ensuring that this election cycle is conducted fairly, transparently, and in accordance with our governing statutes. We are proud to facilitate tonight's discussion and ensure each ticket has an equal opportunity to share their vision.
Tonight's debate allows the student body to hear directly from candidates seeking to serve as your student body president and vice president. Our role is to not influence the outcome of this election, but to ensure a fair, structured, and respectful form of dialogue. The evening's debate will proceed as follows. Each ticket will begin with a 5-minute opening statement to introduce themselves and outline their platform. For each moderated question, tickets will have between 3 and 5 minutes to respond. Time limits will be strictly enforced. Candidates can receive 30-second warnings before the time expires. The debate will conclude with closing statements from each ticket. To maintain professionalism and fairness, candidates may not interrupt one another during responses. Rebuttals must remain focused on policies and leadership, not personal attacks. Audience members are expected to remain respectful. Disruptions may result in removal from the venue. To ensure fairness and equal opportunity, the speaking order for tonight's debate was determined in advance by random selection conducted by the Election Commission. The order will rotate throughout the debate so that no ticket consistently answers first or last. For the opening statements, the order will be as follows. First, we have Paniata Laliotis and Athena Diegues, Shivani Vicaria and Dwayne Jones, Alyssa Fieg and Anna Ellis.
It is now my honor to introduce the 2026 Student Government Presidential tickets participating in tonight's debate. Please hold applause until all tickets have been introduced. Paniota Ladiotis and Athena Diegues. Shivani Vicaria and Dwayne Jones. And lastly, Alyssa Fage and Anna Ellis. At this time, please join me in welcoming our candidates. All right, are we ready, UCF? Okay. At this time, we will now begin with opening statements. Each ticket will have 5 minutes to introduce themselves and present their vision for UCF. The speaking order has already been determined. We will begin with the Ladiotis and the Diegues ticket. Go ahead.
Testing. Can everyone hear me okay? Awesome. Well, good evening, everyone. I first just wanted to thank you all for being in attendance tonight. I really believe it's important to be a part of this democratic process, just as Andrew said. And for you all to be here tonight learning about all of the tickets, it's really important. So thank you for being here. And I also wanted to congratulate all of the candidates as well. It's really, a huge accomplishment to make it up on this stage. So I wanted to say congratulations. To introduce myself, my name is Paniota Laliotis. I also go by Pawn, if that's a little bit easier for you guys. I'm a junior. I'm studying political science, and I'm minoring in education. I've been in student government for the past 3 years. I started in the mentorship program, and that's actually where I met Athena. And that's called SGLC, or Student Government Leadership Council. From there, I went to the Executive Leadership Council, which basically just teaches you all about the executive branch. And from there, I knew that I wanted to be on cabinet. So I applied to be academic affairs coordinator, and I got to work on things like the emergency textbook fund or midnight breakfast, and I had a really great time doing that. And I also served as a scholarship committee chair. And from there, I just felt even more in love with serving on the executive branch. So I then applied to be the deputy chief of staff, and that's what I serve as now. I work with all the auxiliary campuses as a student government liaison, and I also serve the cabinet internally. And why I'm running to be your student body president is very simple. I care about the student experience. I'm here studying political science because I want to go and work for the Department of Education one day. And I believe that your educational experience is my top priority. And that's something that I want to work on for the rest of my life. And I think being your student body president would allow me to do so. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Thank you guys all for coming out here tonight. And again, congrats to everyone. This is not easy. I just want to say a little bit more about myself. My name is Athena Dieguez, and I am a junior here at UCF. I'm majoring in political science, and I'm minoring in legal studies. I plan to go to law school and be a lawyer after I graduate. A little bit about why I'm running. So like Pon said, we met in Student Government Leadership Council and the Executive Leadership Council, and that really was a great way for me to serve. I learned about the student government processes and why I loved being here at UCF. I was able to go to the Date Capitol and advocate upon students' rights, and that's why I stand here today. I'm really passionate about serving. As a member of Zeta Tau Alpha, I was able to serve 2 years on our executive council, and my last term, I was our vice president of philanthropy and service, where I was again able to raise over $140,000 towards breast cancer education and awareness, again, serving our community. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to serve you guys as students. And this is the ultimate way to serve you guys and pay back to our community. We built our platform with the students in mind. We wanted to make attainable goals that would actually make a change in your guys' lives. We hope that you guys get to learn a little bit more about us and our platform and why we're so passionate about UCF.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Yes. All right, then we're gonna go to Shiv and Dwayne. Take it away.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Dwayne and I can't thank you all enough for taking part for this democratic process that UCF has to offer. It is so incredibly important to show face and show up for your rights and everything that you have to offer as a UCF student. So seriously, thank you so much for being here. And with that, my name is Shivani Vakaria. I'm running to be your student body president. Some things about me: I currently serve as the academic affairs coordinator here in student government, specifically in the executive branch. I also serve as the current chair of the scholarship committee. Last semester, I was able to serve in the Writing Center as a tutor, so I see some familiar faces, so it's so good to see you. Again, this is such a full circle moment, so seriously, thanks again for coming. And lastly, I am the founder of Scripted Futures Foundation, which is a nonprofit that my mom and I founded together, and we donate books to children in South Florida. So as you can see, I've dedicated my whole life to collaboration and service, and that is something that I wish to showcase to all of you, not only on behalf of me, but the Vakaria and Jones campaign. So thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I want to repeat the same sentiment that they said. I want to thank you all for being here. It really means so much to know there's Knights out here that care just as much about this university as much as we do. With that being said, my name is Dwayne Jones. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I am currently studying electronic journalism with a minor in political science and legal studies. And this year, I currently serve as the athletics coordinator in the executive cabinet. Last year, I was a part of the Executive Leadership Council, and that is where me and Shivani met, actually. And that's kind of where our friendship began and our partnership began as well. This year, serving as athletics coordinator, I'm the liaison between the RWC and our incredible athletics department that's getting students involved in our athletic outlets here on campus. And it's been an absolute honor to serve in that position this year, as it means so much to me, and as UCF means so much to me as well. I'm up here running to be your next student body vice president because of how special UCF is and all the opportunities it's provided me. As a journalism major, I've been able to gain so much experience with local publications and publications here on campus, and I feel like serving UCF is the least I could do to pay back all the things that it's given me. So I want to say again, thank you for being here, and yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Shiv and Dwayne. All right, Alyssa and Anna, take it away.
Hello. Hi, I just want to take a second to thank you all for coming tonight. Whether you came here for the free food or to see a nice, healthy debate, I'm so grateful to have all of you here. I also want to take a second to thank anyone who's watching at home I recognize that you guys have work, you have homework, but I really take or appreciate that you took the time to watch this, and hopefully that you're tuning in live. If not, I'm glad to see that you're watching the VOD. Now, I'm Alyssa Phage. I'm running to be your presidential candidate. I'm a major in political science with a minor in international relations. And after college, I wish to become a political consultant and eventually move to DC. I've also served as UCF Model United Nations Secretary. And you also may be wondering why two people who have no involvement in student government are running for student government. And that's because we wanted to answer the question, what does the average UCF student know about student government? And how can we further benefit those average students? As much as I thank everyone for attending today, there's so many people who don't know what student government does, but can be helped so greatly by them. And so me and Anna, we created a campaign where we feel we can campaign with an open ear policy, hear the average student's needs and complaints, and address them quickly and efficiently, and leave room for growth. And now I want to hand it off to my VP.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to see so many faces here tonight. I know it's not how everyone imagines spending their Monday night, but again, we'd like to thank you. And not only that, we want to thank you, the people watching. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. We are really glad to be able to be on this stage today, to be able to bring a healthy debate about our ideas. My name is Anna Ellis. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a current legal studies major with a poli-sci minor. Right now, I currently am in the speech and debate club. I am the secretary of Speaking Nights. It's an RSO. You should check it out. And also, I am a member of Model UN with my great secretary. I met Alyssa in my freshman year of college. I'm a sophomore now. Actually, roommates in Neptune dorms. Shout out Neptune. But we are running here today because we have been a part of this school and we have seen it from the student level. And we want to bring students' needs to the forefront. We know we have been involved in every aspect of the school, whether it be intramural sports or RSOs or teams that compete for this, or working in the student union or an internship like Alyssa. We understand the student needs and we have seen it from the base level. And we want to bring the issues that someone who might not be a part of those might be blind to. Not only that, we find it really important here today to bring up new ideas that we have that may be more beneficial. And we also are very prepared for this position, but besides not being in student government. I'm a legal studies major. I've read so many statutes. It is how I spend my days, unfortunately. And Alyssa here is a poli-sci major. She can tell you about so many things and ideas that would really bring the school a better place. So thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it.
All right. One more round of applause for the candidates, please. All right, we're going to move on to the questioning portion. These questions are directly submitted by you all. Just a quick reminder that our QR code is still up. You can submit questions up until 8 p.m. And your question could potentially be asked to the candidates. All right, the candidates will roughly have 3 minutes to answer the question. The ticket can answer it as a whole, or a presidential candidate or a VP candidate can answer it for the ticket. All right, starting off with your guys' first question, we're going to begin with Shiv and Dwayne. What makes your platform stand out?
Thank you, Supervisor, for that question. The Vakarian Jones campaign offers such a unique perspective. Dwayne and I are both transfer students. We came here and we took a chance for everything that UCF has to offer. There is no way that I came from a small town back home and came to UCF and not pursue all these opportunities. We want to take every single voice that we have come across and put it into our campaign to make sure that all Knights are well accounted for, supported, and heard throughout our campaign. Our initiatives are well-rounded. We have catered towards academics, athletics, and student life as a whole. And we want to make sure that every single student, whether you're a transfer, first generation, or no matter what your background is, you will be well represented under the care of the Vakarian Jones campaign.
Yeah, just to add on to that, these past few weeks preparing this campaign, we put in so much work into it, and one of the pillars of this campaign has been going around campus, talking to different students from different backgrounds, different majors that are from different areas around the state, even around the country, and hearing what they have to say, because this platform and this campaign and our initiatives are not based off of what we want to change. It's based off of what we've heard and what we've gathered. And that's where real change comes from. And that's what me and Shivani believe. So it's just been taking that feedback that we've received and turning it into initiatives and hopefully turning it into action soon.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Alyssa Nana.
Thank you so much. What makes our platform stand out is, again, that we have been involved in most levels of being a student here. I've worked at UCF in partnership with UCF Dining since my freshman year in my first semester. And since then, I've heard nothing but constant, suggestions on how to change UCF for the better, what changes student government can do. But a lot of students don't realize student government offers many of these things. What we wanted to do is advertise the great work that student government already does, and in addition, suggest new ways to get it out there. Another suggestion for our platform that we really took in and we really considered was student employment. That was a huge problem that we encountered when we started interviewing students. Student employment and the advertisement of campus jobs. Again, this is something that already exists on campus, but we came up with ways to make or to improve the current system, such as campus-wide announcements, a job bulletin board, campus-wide emails, and etc. But it's something that I believe makes our platform stand out because it addresses a very common issue that students have, and it addresses it in a nice, easy, and efficient way.
And to add on to that point, we are here today to make your worst days better. By doing that, we've all have faced the horrors in parking garage I trying to find a spot for 20 minutes. We've all been walking into the rain to your class and soaking wet throughout. We know the struggles of being a student, and we want to make those days better because this is an amazing institution, and you deserve to have amazing days in this institution. Since we are not a part of student government, as we have told you many a time, I'm sure you'll hear many times again. But we are simply, when you write an essay, you ask someone who's never seen it before to look over it. You do that because you want fresh eyes on this. This is exactly what we will be giving you today in our student government today. Fresh eyes so we can see the issues, see the things that people like, and maybe bring those more to the forefront, and also find the things that they don't like and fix them in actionable steps. That is the main thing about our platform that I think really differentiates us. Ours is very actionable and it can be done fast. Thank you.
All right, Pawn and Athena, take it away.
Thank you so much for this question. This is something that, me and Athena have worked a long time trying to figure out how to make our platform the best, how to make it stand out, and most importantly, how to make it attainable. That was our main goal with our platform. And we kind of utilized my inside student government experience working for student government for the past 3 years, making sure that these ideas are accomplishable and attainable, utilizing the rooms that we're in to, understand the perspectives and, how to tackle challenges that students face every day, but also understanding our limitations. And so using my inside perspective and Athena's outside perspective, we've worked hard to build this platform so that you all can see this and see that we can get this done if we're elected. I would say also me and Athena have based it off of our student experiences. We, have the opportunity to meet so many people in our collegiate career. And I would say that we both get to, base our platform not only off of like what we walk through day to day, but also what you all walk through. So from the simplest ideas, like walking to class and you get hit with a sprinkler revitalization plan was born. Like things like that. We use our student experience to create this platform to make sure that it's something that, you all can benefit from in both the most minute ways and the grandest ways. And another thing that we really want to build with this platform is we want to set traditions that you all will see for a lifetime. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to graduate, we're going to leave here. And we want to ask ourselves, what did we leave behind? And one of those things, we want to create a hand sign for UCF. Instead of our Go Knights, we want to create a UCF, signature hand sign. Things that we can see carry on for traditions past ourselves. Thank you.
I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of what Paniota said. We did create our platform with the student body in mind. I think you're going to hear that a lot from everyone up here tonight because that is what we're here to do, is to create a platform that excites everyone and will improve everyone's lives. And I think that was our main driver, of course. We wanted to create a platform that changed lives and something that was attainable. And with Paniota's inside, with work in student government and my outside perspective, we built a platform that not only reaches a large portion of the student body and a lot of different people with different problems, because not every student is facing the same problem every single day. So I think with our very vast platform, I think it reaches a lot of different students. And I think that was our main goal, was for every student to feel heard. And we want people to feel represented. And it's not just one population of students, but a larger population. And having that open door policy that we have, so students can come to us. That's just one of the small things that we want to implement so students feel heard and seen, and that they can make a difference. And it's not just predetermined by us
30
if
seconds.
elected, but something that we can work with students on, and as we grow, if elected, to really help everyone and help everyone feel as though they're being represented.
Okay, thank you so much for your responses, candidates. We're going to move on to our next question. So, how will you allow online transfer or other students off main campus to feel the UCF spirit? And this question is targeted towards the vice presidential candidates. So, Anna, if you don't mind starting us off.
Yeah, perfect. So I actually really love this question because I am a downtown student as a legal studies major. And one of our initiatives where we are going to have shuttle tardy passes really helps me. So as one time when I was riding the shuttle to my class, because sometimes I hate driving to downtown. If I get stuck on I-4, oh my gosh. So we ride on the shuttle and the shuttle breaks down. So I am late to my class. I get in trouble from my professor because I am late to my class. I miss an exam because I'm late to my class. It's not my fault, but my professor won't believe me. This is something that many students that we've talked to who ride the shuttle every day, even if it's from their apartment, deal with. So this is something that we want to implement, where we can have the bus drivers stamp a tardy pass and you give it to your professor and they take it as evidence of you being late, not because of your own accord, because of the shuttle malfunctioning. And not only that, we want to make online students, Alyssa is an online student. We want to make things more accessible for online students. And we transfer students, we want to make their everyday better, just like any other students in main campus or off.
I do kind of want to add on to this question. One limitation that we really recognize in this campaign is that, yes, while we do have a lot of experience being on campus, being offline, being downtown, we can't speak for the experience of every UCF student. So that's why we're implementing that open ear policy. So if you see us on campus and you see something you want really addressed, if you want to see it addressed, just come tap us on the shoulder and say, I want this solved. And we will do our best to fulfill that. And we will also do our best to implement that as well, because we do recognize a limitation is that we can't speak for every student, but we want to make sure that the most students are represented and that they can also feel the UCF student or spirit. Thank you.
I think this is a great question. I know UCF, you come here on campus every day. I think it's great to be able to represent not just the main campus, but our auxiliary campus, our online classes, and our transfer students. Some initiatives that Pon and I kind of thought about for especially those auxiliary campuses is bringing that Market Mondays or Market Wednesdays to the auxiliary campuses. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I am walking through the student union and I'm walking by the markets, I really think it's super cool for students to be able to come experience and come and see for themselves. So bringing that small tradition that is very big on this campus to the auxiliary campuses is a great way to make students feel more connected to UCF and as UCF's culture. I think that the market is a very special thing that we have. And I think sharing it with the other auxiliary campuses is a great way to bring all UCF students together, no matter what campus you're on. Additionally, we want to also bring the restaurant row to the downtown campus. I personally don't have any downtown classes, but we've heard concerns from other downtown students that there's not very many food options. So just bringing this restaurant row to the food desert that is the downtown campus is a great way to make food more accessible and something that is a really fun tradition here on campus. And as for transfer students, we want to implement a transfer student tip line. Now for this is this would work by connecting a incoming transfer student to a previous transfer student that has acclimated into UCF. Because I think that transfer students being connected with former transfer students is a great way to make those transfer students feel connected, and having people that went through the same experience. I think it's hard to be able to, as like an existing member or an existing student of UCF, to be able to know what is going through a transfer student's mind. If you've been here since you were a freshman, you might not have the same questions. So I think utilizing this tip line that connects the incoming transfer student with previous ones gives them a unique experience and unique information that they might not be able to find elsewhere.
I want to start with the first part of the question. It mentions how UCF is filled with tradition, and as serving as athletics coordinator this past year, I've learned firsthand just how important that is to our student body, and just how you need everybody really intertwined with that to have a thriving university and have thriving traditions. So I want to start by saying that whether you are an online student or transfer student, or you are at one of our auxiliary campuses, we're all UCF Knights, and we all deserve to share those same experiences. So for students that might not be on main campus, one of our initiatives is obviously expanding shuttles for game days. So that's obviously sending shuttles to those auxiliary campuses and sending them more often if we have to get as many students here to experience game day. And then also sending shuttles for UCF traditions. So Spirit Splash, sending shuttles to downtown campus and Rosen so those students can experience Spirit Splash. Sending shuttles also for other homecoming events. We also have concerts, comedy nights, things of that sorts that they also have the chance to participate in. So that's one huge thing that we want to include all students for as well.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, candidates. For the next round of questions, I'm going to hand it off to Assistant Supervisor Calloway.
Hello, everyone. The next question is, if elected, what is the first issue on campus that you would address or that you are most passionate about, or both? We can start off with the Loliotis ticket.
Okay, there it goes. This is a really great question, mainly because the student body vice president and presidential term is a full year. So what we obviously want to hit the ground running, and I would say what me and Athena's game plan and strategy is not to focus on one singular idea, but to focus on all of them at once. Our plan and our goal is to sit down with every single university administrator that has any relation to any of our ideas, present them our idea, and ask them how we can get it done. Because yes, there's discussions of money and how that's going to happen, discussions of collaboration and timelines and even construction and different elements that are a part of this platform. But what me and Athena have planned to do is to focus on every single initiative idea with equal relevance. And obviously, we understand that things come about throughout the year. And you know, if any of our ideas become at some point unattainable, what we not only want to do is set up what we have now and complete as many things as possible, but also set up other future administrations up for success if we have ideas that we see completed in the long term as opposed to our short term. In our presidential term, we want to see these ideas last longer than ourselves. So we want to make sure that not only are we hitting the ground running with the entire platform and putting equal importance on every single idea, but extending it past the time that we spend in office.
Got to get used to that. I'm going to piggyback off of what you said. It's really hard to choose one specific initiative or something that we're going to focus on right when you get in office, because it's hard because we're so passionate about all of our ideas and we know that they are all obtainable. And so it's hard, and we do guys a disservice if we named one thing on our initiatives that we were going to get done immediately. I think that if elected as president and vice president, it gives us such an advantage of being in those rooms with those administrators, sitting on faculty senate, being able to be in those rooms where people are making decisions and being able to figure out what is obtainable and how fast everything is obtainable. And the thing about being in those rooms and hearing it from those administrators is that we get to know quick whether our ideas can be implemented in a month, in a week, or if it's something that we have to set up for the future. Like one of our big plans that we have is to help fix the parking. Now, we would love to say that we were able to build a parking garage immediately, right when we're elected, if elected. But unfortunately, that's not something we can promise to you, and we don't want to make promises that we cannot keep. So even setting up a plan for the parking expansion and seeing what they can do from years to come is really our main goal, is to not only do what's attainable within our term if elected, but also set up those plans that can be implemented in the future and really leave our impact. because if elected, Pon and I, when we leave our term and we're graduated, we want to look back and see what we did and what we did change. We don't want to see what we wanted to change and what we promised the student body, but we never did. We want to leave with an impact that really does help the student body, because that's what we're here to do, is to serve the students, give back to everyone here that is so deserving, and just do our best in our job.
Thank you.
Hello? There we go. Well, thank you, Assistant Supervisor, for that question. Dwayne and I, over the past couple of months, have meticulously created our initiatives and sorted them out into short-term goals and long-term goals. In regards to short-term goals, things like academic success coaches. I don't know about y'all, but I came to UCF to graduate. Our graduation rate can be better, I'll admit. And as student leaders, we can see from, not only a leadership perspective, but a student perspective, that there are things that we can do. And it starts off with helping staff and students create a better relationship. For example, one of our initiatives is to increase the academic success coaches per college. That is absolutely necessary for students to get the right advice and the right mindset in order to graduate, and not only graduate, but get jobs after. That is the whole point of coming to college. That is something that we want to definitely go for in the first couple of months if we are elected. But things like long-term goals. Again, I don't know about y'all, but I do forget my ID every now and then. When I was checking in, supervisor over here asked me, do you have your ID? No, sir. So things like that, digital IDs can be a really, really great way of not only putting an idea out there, but extending our ideas and making sure that the Knights in the future have a strong foundation to have a strong, fun college experience.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Shivani said, all of our initiatives are on there for a reason. We saw that they could serve a purpose on campus, and that's why we presented them to the student body. And the short-term and long-term goals is how we're approaching that, because we know not everything is feasible in a year, but things can definitely be done and implemented after we leave. And we want to be the ones to give the university that idea and plant that idea in their heads as well. One of the things I want to bring up, she brought up post-grad. As elected student body president and vice president, we are not just here to help you as a current student, but we also want to help you when